Sai Ram students, welcome to the revision of chapter 7, that is circles. So what are the components of a circle, children? Radius, chord, diameter, arc of a circle and circumference of a circle. So let's revise each and every component once again. So first component is radius. Now you can see here, children, a circle has been drawn with the center as point P, right? And the another point is on the circle, that is point M. So what is your radius? Your radius is segment PM, right? So segment PM is the radius of the circle. So a circle, it has got many radii and all are of the same length. Now let's move to the second component, that is the chord. Now what is a chord? A line joining any two points on the circle is called as a chord. These definitions are important, children, because these definitions will come as fill in the blanks or true or false, right? So now what is a chord? Now you can see a point M is there on the circle and the point N is there on the circle. So when you join these 2 points, this is called as the chord of the circle, right? So line MN is called as the chord of the circle. What is the third component? Third component is the diameter. A chord passing through the center of the circle is called as the diameter. Now you can see here, children, point P is the center of the circle and point A and point B is there, right? So this point A, it is passing through the center of the circle P till the point B. So segment AB is your diameter, right? Now this segment AB is your diameter and also it is called as the chord of the circle, because what is our definition of the chord? A line joining any 2 points on the circle. So A and B are the 2 points joining the circle. So the diameter is also called as the chord of the circle. Also you can see, children, that now here in this figure segment PB is your radius and segment PA is your radius, right? So there are 2 radius over here, and when you join this segment PA plus segment PB, you get segment AB. So segment AB is your diameter. So diameter is always twice the length of the radius. A circle has many chords and diameters, right? How the circle has many radii, the same way it has got many chords and diameters also. Now here I have drawn a circle, right? I will make a center as the point, right? So we'll just see what are the radius, diameter and chord, okay? So children, I'll make a center and name it as point P, right? And now I will draw a line from point P till the end point of the circle. I'll name it as A. So what is your radius? Your radius is segment PA, right? Now what I will do? I will extend this line to the other end point of the circle and I will name it as B, right? Now what is your diameter? Segment AB is your diameter, right? Now what is the chord? So as I had told you, children, diameter is also called as the chord of the circle. So it will come as segment AB is the chord. Also what we can do? We can join any 2 points on the circle and name it as X and Y. So segment XY is also your chord of the circle. Now if you can see, children, I had written radius as segment PA, but you can see there is another radius also, segment PB. So I will write segment PB also as the radius. So if like in the exam, children, a figure will be given to you and then you have to identify what is the radius, what is the diameter or what is the chord, right? Figure will be given to you and the points will be given to you. So you have to identify what is the radius, what is the diameter and what is the chord. So now what is the relationship between the radius and diameter? Again, a circle has been drawn with center point as O. Now you can see here, children, there are two radius, segment OB and segment OA, right? So, and when you join this, you get the diameter as AB. So the diameter of a circle is twice the length of its radius, right? So let's move to the next one. All the diameters of a circle, they are of the same length. So children, now we are going to see the other component of the circle, that is circumference. So how we are going to calculate the circumference of a circle? So I had told you we are supposed to take a circular object and find out the circumference. So now let's see how to take the circumference of a circle. See, here I have taken a circular object and now thread has been taken, and this thread we will wind it around this circular object from one end to the other end, right? So after winding it, you will keep your finger near the last end of the circle, right? Now you will take this thread and you will measure it on a scale. So on the scale you will keep the one end of the thread at 0 and the other end at the how much centimeter it is? It is 13 centimeters. So circumference of the circle is 13 centimeter. So we'll start with the questions. Choose the correct option. First one is, if the diameter of a circle is 24 centimeter, what will be its radius? So three options are given: 12.5 centimeter, 11 centimeter and 12 centimeter. So now what will we do? We'll do it in rough work. Diameter is equal to 24 centimeter and you have to find out the radius. So radius is equal to, what is the formula for calculating the radius? Radius is equal to diameter upon 2. So what will you do? 24 upon 2, right? So you will divide 24 by 2. So 2 ones are 2. So this will come 0. Next is 4, right? So 2 2s are 4. So 4 minus 4 is 0. So you get the answer as 12 centimeter. So you will write 12 centimeter. So where is the option of 12 centimeter? It is here. So this is your right answer. So let's move to the next sum. One. If the radius of a circle is 9 centimeter, what will be its diameter? So what is given? Radius is equal to 9 centimeter. So you have to find out the diameter. Now diameter is equal to what? Twice the length of the radius. So radius into 2. So what I'll do? 9 into 2. So what is 9 2s are? 9 2s are is 18 centimeter. Right? So where is the correct option? 18. So 18 is your correct answer. Right? So now let's move to the next one. State whether the following statements are true or false. First one is, diameter is twice the length of the radius. So just now we had seen, children, when you are going to calculate the diameter, what do? Right? So we saw that when two radius are joined together, it forms a diameter. So our statement is correct. So we'll select the option as true. Okay. Now, next one is, a line joining any 2 points on the circle is called as a diameter. So, what was our definition for diameter? Diameter is a line passing through the center of the circle, right? Now, here there is nowhere it is mentioned center of the circle, right? So, a line joining any 2 points on the circle is called as a chord. So this statement will be false, right? So we'll move to the next one. A chord passing through the center of the circle is called as a radius. What did we learn? A chord passing through the center of the circle is called as the diameter. So again this answer will be wrong. So we'll select false as the answer, right? Now, In the given figure, identify the points that are in the interior of the circle. So I hope children you remember what is interior, what is exterior and what is on the circle. Interior means inside the circle, exterior means outside the circle, and on the circle means the points are on the circle. Now if you see here in the given figure, identify the points that are in the interior of the circle. So 3 options will be given to you for the interior points. Points A, B and C. Second option is points X, Y and Z. And third option is points H, I and Z. Now what is the question? In the question it is asked interior of a circle. So as I told you, interior means inside the circle. So where is inside the circle? Inside the circle means this is point H, point I and point J. So where is the answer? Points H, point I and point J. So this will be your answer. Just for your information children, what are the exterior points on the circle? Exterior means outside. So you can see point X, point Z and point Y. These are the points on the exterior of the circle. And what are the points on the circle? Points on the circle are point A, point B and point C. So these are the points on the circle. So I hope students you have understood interior, exterior and on the circle. Let's move to the next one. In the given figure, identify the names of the arcs with end points W and Y. Right? Again the figure is being given and 3 options are given of the arcs. Arc WYX and arc WZY. Arc WYX and arc WYZ. And third option is arc WXY and arc WZY. So as I had told you children, for finding the arc, what has been given? End points W and Y. So this is the end point W and this is the end point Y. So end points for writing the arc, what we will do children? We will make a line, right? Like this line we will make between W and Y. Right? Now we can write the arcs. What is the arc? WXY and WZY. Right? So find out where is the option WXY and WZY. So this is your correct option. So you will select this as your answer. Now see children. Arc WYX. How can you make WYX? This line cannot go like this, right? It has to go either clockwise or anti-clockwise. You cannot name the arc from WYX. Okay. So this was what about the arcs. Let's move. So with this children we finish revision of circles chapter. We'll start with the revision of chapter 15, that is patterns. Now what is there in patterns? I told you there are square numbers as well as triangular numbers, right? So what are square numbers? Square numbers are those if we take a number, say 2. So what is 2 square? It is 4. 3 square, 9. 4 square, 16. So these are the square numbers. When you multiply the same number by the number itself, you get a square number, right? So 4, 9, 16, 25 or 36 are the numbers of the dots that we can put it in a square arrangement. And these numbers, they are called as the square numbers. Okay. So now what are the triangular numbers? So triangular numbers means which forms a triangle. Now you can see here the arrangement of the dots. It is in the form of a triangle. So that's why they are called as triangular numbers. So in this triangular numbers, since it forms a triangle, all the 3 sides of the triangle are equal. So if you see children, the number of dots goes on increasing. First one is 1, then 2, then 3 and then 4. So like this it goes on increasing for the triangular numbers. Okay. So now we'll see the type of questions that will come for patterns. Now first one, which is a square number? So three options are given, 122, 81 and 21. Now out of these three you have to find out which is a square number. Now tell me, 122, can it be a square number? No, right? Because you just think 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, 6 square 36, 7 square 49, 8 square 64, 9 square is 81. So can you see 81? Yes, 81 is there. So like this you will have to think about each and every number, what square will come. So you can find out the answer that 81 is a square number. Now second one, which is an example of square number, right? Now three options are given, pipes, chessboard and stacked balls. Now when we had seen the paper, when we were doing the lesson of patterns, we had taken these examples, children, right? Pipes, it was forming a triangular number, and stacked balls also, it was forming the shape of a triangle. And chessboards, if you can see, there are squares on the chessboard. So the example of square number is chessboard. So you will select this as the correct answer. Now state whether the following statements are true or false, right? So first one is, if 4 is the first square number, then 25 is the fourth square number. So you have to say whether it is true or false. Now 4 is the first square number, they have told, right? So what we'll do, we'll write all the square numbers, right? So what is the first square number? First square number is 2, right? 2 square is what? 4. Now what is the second one? 3 square. 3 square is what? 9. Then what is the third one? 4 square is 16. And what is the fourth one? Fourth number is 5. 5 square is 25. That means the statement is correct that 25 is the fourth square number. So you will select the answer as true, right? So now let's move to the second one. If 3 is the first triangular number, then 10th is the fourth triangular number. You have to say whether it is true or whether it is false. Now for the triangular numbers also we'll do the same thing. We'll write first one is what is given? 3, right? So what is 3? How it is written? 1 plus 2, right? Now what is the second one? We'll have to increase the number, right? 1 plus 2 plus 3. So 1 plus 2 is 3 and 3 plus 3 is 6. So 6 is the second triangular number. Let's go to the third one. We'll add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Right? Already it is 6. So 6 plus 4 is how much? 10. Right? Now you can see what is given. 10 is the third triangular number. And what is given in the question? 10 is the fourth triangular number. That means the answer is wrong. So you will choose the answer as false. Right, children? So in this way, children, you will write the answers. You will solve and you will write the answers. So I hope, students, you have understood what type of questions will come in circles and what type of questions will come in patterns. So in the next session, we'll revise another lesson. Till then, goodbye.